we don't मतलब actually हम उसको execute नहीं कर पाते as such in our clinical practice. So that is something जो हमारे लिए भी बहुत अच्छा रहेगा. So I think that is a very good this thing. और उसमें ही काफी कुछ है बोलने का. So I think,
Thank you.
लाइव स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट हो गई.
नहीं हुए कनेक्ट. हम लोग अभी तक कनेक्ट नहीं हो पाए हैं.
स्नो सर आप हैं क्या? YouTube लाइव में स्टार्ट हो गया है.
Yes, ma'am. So we are live on YouTube. So we'll be starting now the webinar. First of all, I'll be giving the introduction. Good evening. I'm Dr. Ishnoor from IIP Digital Media team. I'll be host for today's webinar on effect of hormones in women's life and how it balances with physiotherapy and nutrition. With the resource person, Dr. Sunita Patel ma'am and Dr. Lavika Huja, being organized by IAPWC Women's Health Chhattisgarh. The Indian Association of Physiotherapists is the oldest and largest association representing physiotherapists in India since 1955. The IIP Digital Media team consists of a group of physios who handle Zoom platform, webinar live streaming, and IIP profiles on social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. Follow IAP profiles on these social media to receive notifications for our events such as webinars, workshops, CMEs, conferences, health camps, blood group blood donation drives, and to know about recent updates on physiotherapy. Subscribe to IP YouTube channel for notifications of our live webinars. In playlist section of this channel, webinars are segregated into various folders on topics like orthopedics, neurology, sports and fitness, pediatrics, cardiopulmonary, women's health, the same webinar we are having today, and research, cancer rehab, etc. for easy access. The social media links will be shared in chat shortly. Go and follow them. So now I give over to Dr. Neha Agarwal ma'am so that she can introduce our speakers and start with the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Noor and our digital team. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Neha Agrawal, IPWC Chhattisgarh State Joint Coordinator, will be moderator for the session. Thank you for joining today for this exciting webinar. May I esteem to have you all. I would like to thank our esteemed supporters, National Head Dr. Sanjeev Jha sir, National IPWC Head Dr. Ruchi Varshne ma'am, our Zonal Head Dr. Sakina ma'am, and Dr. Garima ma'am, our State Head, for allowing us to conduct this webinar. Physiotherapy play a very important role in empowering women and restoring life. Now, without wasting time, I'm excited to introduce our eminent speaker and renowned speaker, Dr. Sunita Patel ma'am, who is having 15 years of experience in the field of women's health. And she is a pelvic floor therapist. She is doing amazing work in the field of women's health nationally and internationally. So welcome you, ma'am, and over to you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Neha, for the warm welcome. And I'm so thankful to the whole IEP to giving me this opportunity, and special thanks to Dr. Garima ma'am, Dr. Neha ma'am, and to you, Dr. Lavika. And I'm also grateful to Dr. Ruchi and Dr. Sanjeev sir and all of you who are organizing this kind of webinars and providing us a platform to connect with all the people. And we can share our knowledge and understanding, whatever we are having, with other people also. So this is a good way to uplift our profession. Thank you so much, everyone. So shall we start our my topic now?
Yeah, ma'am, you can start. Yeah.
So can you pin me? So hi everyone, this is, that this webinar is especially on this occasion of Women's Health Day, which is going on. So the same week we are celebrating, and I'm fortunate that today I'm going to give you a bit introduction about important things in our life that we call it as hormones. So how the hormones are coming and how they are always affecting our life throughout. So for this, I have created a small PPT because I don't want you to just see my face. It is important that you can take a screenshot if you feel there's a value in that. So can you see the slide I'm sharing with all of you? Let me know. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's understand
Now,
hormones in women's life. When we say the hormones, the hormone word is a very fascinating word, and sometimes we also get kind of, we also have that kind of fear, like, what are these chemicals? So they are basically some chemicals which is secreted by some glands in our body. So the glands are responsible for everything, whatever we are having since the childhood to all the way up to the end of our life. So hormone has a big effect starting from the puberty, and then the growth is going on, and that the functioning is happening in our body, like reproductive functioning, fertility functioning, pregnancy, lactation, like starting from the menarche to all the way up to the menopause. Our body is keep changing, and during the change, this chemical, these hormones plays a crucial role. So let's understand that hormones, and I will try to make it very easy because this is not a complicated things. Yes, you can understand that, yeah, so many things and research papers are there. Just if you want to understand the complexity, you can read more. But if you just want to understand it in a simple way, so let me give you how it is affecting us and from where the hormones are coming. So, okay. Hormones. When we say that hormones, so the girl, when I get born, okay, when I was in my mama's tummy and I was a fetus, same time, God has designed me as a woman, okay? So he has given me some important glands who is responsible for my functioning throughout the life. Those responsible glands and the structures was ovaries. So I born up with ovaries, and as a male, my husband and my brother, they born up with the testes. So my important things which is making me unique is my ovaries. So it is very important to understand that ovary is primary kind of glands which is going to do all things throughout our life. So ovaries are very, very important. So now in the ovary, what happens? Do we have something that we can keep producing things, or we can born up with the things inside the ovary? So when we say that ovary and the testes, male and female, so in a female body, when ovaries are there, so our ovaries are reservoirs. They are already having number of eggs. So I born up with eggs. I cannot produce new eggs throughout my life. So this is an important fact. And the same way, we talk about the male, so they born up with the testes, and testes has that capacity that they can keep secreting hormones, but my functionality is somewhere limited, and ovary is important gland which is there. I have two ovaries. As a women, we have not, naturally we have two ovaries, but some female can born up with one ovary also. So that is going to tell us completely simple thing, that the girl who is having two ovaries will have more number of eggs as compared to the girl who is having one ovary, who would born up with the one ovary, and whose one ovary is functional due to some situations. So now, whatever number of eggs I born up with, this is all going to do throughout the life in my body. And now this is going to responsible that when and why these eggs are going to come into picture, and how my life is going to affect with those things. Now, starting from my bone, in this image also you can see, starting from with my bone, so hormones are there. And there are some glands, which it's not only the ovary, there are other glands are also there. So we all know the number of glands we might have heard. Hypothalamus is there, pituitary is there, then we have adrenal gland, then we have a fat tissues, we have hypothalamus. So many different glands are there who keep producing the hormones. Out of everything, important hormones which affect our body as a women, they are coming from I will say that four things. One is the hypothalamus, which is very, very important, that gland secretion, because whenever hypothalamus is active, it is behaving well, it is under the control. So hypothalamus will keep secreting good amount of hormone to give the better growth, because we need a growth. So since if I'm a toddler, so toddler to that going to the puberty time period, and into the puberty time period also, my body is getting, the growth is is happening, internal growth, external growth. You might have seen that girl who was just 7 years old, she was not having breast. At the age 10 and 11, we can say that breast is developing, the body is getting shaped, and even internal organs are also getting developed. Our uterus is there, fallopian tubes are there, our cervix is there, our vagina is there, our vulva is there, all reproductive organs. So when we say that I am a woman, so why the God has given me ovary? Because the eggs are present. And what is my body functioning? That throughout our life, I want to use that information. I have to make something like me. So this is my specialty, and I cannot do it without the help of a mother. So I also, without the help of a man, we also need a kind of men who can send sperm. So this is how we can produce when this egg and sperms are meeting. So it is very important that this is the functioning, and this is the fact that our the reproductive life, throughout the reproductive life, our end goal is producing something like us. So now the body is kind of formed in that way. So I have ovaries. I born up with that ovaries. I born up with those glands, which is responsible for functioning of the ovaries. Okay, so now the first is the hypothalamus, which is a small gland which is situated into the brain, and that gland is the master gland. So today the master is IAP. They are giving us this platform. So same way, the hypothalamus is a master gland, and this master gland is keeps sending signal to the body to do whatever changes the body requires. So starting from the born up, when I born up, and that particular time period, my growth is going on, my height is increasing, my muscles are increasing, my organs are getting bigger. If the body is into the development phase, for the development, these important hormones are responsible, and the growth hormones are responsible specifically, which is coming out from the hypothalamus. And same thing when the body is getting kind of developed. And another thing is also, other glands are also getting developed under the trigger of this master gland. There are other glands which are situated in our body, they will also get developed. So when these glands are developing, they are getting bigger. Now the body is expecting that the glands has to do their functioning. And what is the function of the gland? The function of the gland is producing the chemical for the better growth and better development. So now other glands, like you can understand that pituitary gland is there, then we have ovaries. Developed, they are getting bigger. When they will be bigger into size, they will be developed, then they will be able to perform their function more effectively, more efficiently. So it is very important that growth hormone should be there. So that's a very important hormone. But there are other things are also there, like for example, in our body, when important factor, which we call it as a adrenal glands, or the adipose tissue, whatever we are having, this fat in a simple way, if I'll say the fat level, percentage of the fat level, whatever percentage of the fat level you are having in your body, that can directly affect your hypothalamus. If the fat level is high, so your hypothalamus functioning will be high. If your fat level is low, your hypothalamus functioning will be low. And the fat level is somewhere triggering factor, which is motivating the hypothalamus to behave and act. So you might have seen that nowadays the girls who are in in my time period, I started with my periods when I was in 9th standard. So my age was approximately 12 to 13 years. But nowadays the girls, they are starting their periods very early, and the important factor behind this is the amount of the fat which is present in their body. When you have a sufficient amount, because to use this fat for the development process, we need energy, and that energy for the development of the organs is going to come from the fat. So depending upon how much fat is there in a girl body, hypothalamus is going to get activated. And if the fat level is on optimum and higher than optimum, so too much of fat level is there, so that's why it can trigger the hypothalamus early. So nowadays I have seen that girl who is only 7 years old, who is only 8 years old, if they have overweight, fat level is high in that girl, so that girl can start having periods early, and those kind of changes in her life, like breast development, and that development, secretion of the sebaceous gland, and the whole development of hair everywhere, that changes which should be there during the puberty time period, that can come early in that girl. Now why this is there? Because of the fat is triggering her. into sports activity, in her body, that level of fat is not there, and whatever level of fat is there, she's using in the sports activities or in spending the energy throughout the day. If a girl who is more spending the energy in physical activities, athletic women, sports girl, so they might just using the fat into the functional activities, and those kind of fat is not activating the hypothalamus. So those kind of fat levels are inhibiting hypothalamus action. So hypothalamus will not start giving that kind of signals to other glands, because hypothalamus is an important thing which have to control, but that hypothalamus action is inhibited with the this action that she's using the fat in other activities. So that girl can start having menarche, or the period might be at the age of 14, 15, 16, and this is what we are calling it, a delayed period. So you can understand the period can be very early in a girl who is 7 years. So what can be the factor? Fat and obesity, overweight. And if the girl is 14 years and she's not having periods, again, it can be that she's using her energy in the sports activity, or might be if she is underweight. Any girl who is underweight, who don't have a sufficient amount of fat in her body, it can also trigger that menarche, delay the menarche. So this is very important, that fat is a one trigger factor. This is the science behind how these hormones are starting. And assume that, yes, okay, the fat optimal level is okay, and that is triggering the hypothalamus. Now the control is taken by hypothalamus, and hypothalamus will become the master gland, and that is going to control the whole body. And this is what we are saying is that it's kind of axis, actually, hypothalamus, pituitary, and ovary axis. One after another, we are working, and we are giving a signal to the body, to other parts, that they have to active also. Like IAP has given a signal to the whole Chhattisgarh team, and they are organizing this webinar. And today we are like ovaries. So same way, one is a hypothalamus, which is a master. Second, we have a coordinators, like we are having the pituitary gland, we have ovaries, and the next will be the development or production of the hormones. So this is a simple work is going to happen in our body. So now it is important. Let me give you a bit kind of simplicity. So when this term will come in your brain, hormones, so that the three important glands should come in your mind. The first is a hypothalamus. Second, the hypothalamus is going to produce some kind of chemicals, which is going to trigger the second gland, and the second gland is the pituitary. So pituitary is very important. So hypothalamus will send a signal to the pituitary, and pituitary will start creating action. Now, when the pituitary is receiving the hormones from the hypothalamus, the name of the hormone is a GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone. When pituitary is really accepting that, and it is receiving that from hypothalamus, and it will start functioning. Because the more number of GnRH that I will send you as a hypothalamus, the more productive you are as a pituitary. So the less number of the GnRH, less effect you will get as a pituitary. So pituitary is under the direct effect of the hormones, okay, as the hormone, the hypothalamus. So hypothalamus was having a direct effect of fat, but now pituitary is under the direct effect of the hormones, direct signals she's getting from the hypothalamus. So hypothalamus is very important. The good amount of GnRH, okay, better receiver, pituitary. And after, if the pituitary is getting good result, good function, good chemicals, pituitary is going to create activation of other glands into the body. It will become the second gland. Third will be ovaries. So might be whatever number of hormones are coming from the pituitary, anterior pituitary, posterior pituitary, they are going to act onto different reproductive system. So now this pituitary is going to secrete some different hormone to activate the ovaries, and pituitary is also responsible to secrete some action into the secondary reproductive system. Now, reproductive system, when this word comes in our mind, so the things which will be there into the reproductive organ, so you might have seen that we have two ovaries. We have, let me show you. So when we say that, okay, let's understand the reproductive system. So this is simple organ in front of us. And you can see that we have these two ovaries, which is very important. These are the primary glands. Then we have, again, something is there. We are calling it the fallopian tubes. This is uterus. So uterus, fallopian tubes, and ovary. What is this? This is a part of reproductive system. And then this uterus is attached with the cervix here. And then cervix is attached with the vagina. And vagina, you can see externally with the female vulva here. So this way, the whole system is connected, into out. What we can see sometimes, what we are understood sometimes is external vulvar system, this kind of system, but we don't know what is going on inside. So that is very important that this growth, whatever we can see that hair development is there, lubrications are there. So they all are because of internal organ development. And this organ development is depending upon the hypothalamus. It is depending upon the pituitary. And then we have this ovaries. So this is all kind of, these three glands are controlling our reproductive system. And out of this reproductive system, whatever is going on. Now, what happens during the menarche? We know that menarche is the starting of the period, but period doesn't start like that. Before starting the period, in turn, the whole body goes through the growth. External growth, you can see that I'm growing externally. My breast is developing. I have started this hair development, pubic hair, axillary hair, acne development, sebaceous glands are also active. This is external growth you can see. You can see that my height is increasing, my bones are getting developed. When the bones are getting developed, you can understand that muscles mass is also getting developed. There might be some kind of internal organs are also getting developed. Not only the whole body, your heart, your lungs, and your things are getting developed. Even the reproductive system, the size of ovary will become big. That's optimum. That size of uterus will become big. The size of vagina will become big. So everything is getting developed. That is because of the growth hormone, which is coming from the hypothalamus. Now, this development, you can see that, okay, a 9 years of girl, there was no breast. Suddenly, when she's in 10 years, you can see some breasts are there, some pubic hair is there, some axillary hair is there, some acne is there. So now what is this? These are the changes which we can see externally. Now, those external changes due to the internal effect, which is going on into the body. Internal system is getting developed. When they will develop completely, so they are going to take minimum 2 years of time. Within these 2 years, 9 to 11, might be 2 years, 1.5 years, 2.5 years. It's like an approximate time, 2 years. Within this 2 year, completely body will be developed inside. All the organs, which is responsible for the growth, all the glands, which is responsible for the production, and all the reproductive system, which is responsible for the fertility. Okay. And so the body is now okay for going for the other functionality. The puberty is very important in transitional phase of everyone's life. And this transitional phase, internal, external, both changes we can see. Now, you can see that, yeah, this has approximately 2 times of growth span when internal external body is showing you the growth. And once the internal system will be completely grown, then the body is going to send signal to the body to start developing eggs. And when the eggs start developing, so that's again a process, and eggs will start developing, and then one day the female will hit periods. So if you are a mother or any girl, and as a therapist, we should understand, as a woman also, we should understand this thing, that whenever you see that breast bud is starting in a girl, or pubic hair started, or axillary hair started, so we should now start counting that within two kind of 2 years, she's going to hit her first periods. So it is not that my breast started developing, it is started developing and I'm going to hit periods like this month or next month. No, it is going to take, body is going to take some time. Just give me 1 minute, I need to switch on the AC. Okay, no problem. It is okay like that. So it is very important that we understand that 2 years of the time frame. And the second is, okay, now the body is developed. and internal organs are also developed. Now what? Now the starting of the menarche, starting of the periods will come, and behind the periods there will be other kind of axis will start into the body, and that axis will be hypothalamus will start secreting GnRH, gonadotrophin releasing hormone. What does it mean? Gonado means the eggs. So gonadotrophins start releasing the eggs. So my body should not start releasing the egg if the organ is not developed, because egg will come into the fallopian tube, egg will come for the fertility, egg will come. So for the fertility, the sperm should also come. So for that particular process, sexual hormone should be there, sexual organ should be there. So everything is into the control order. So what this GnRH is going to do, that this will not be secreted by the hypothalamus till the time primary sexual organ and the secondary sexual organ, they are not developed, because this is very important to have the sperm. Okay, so it is important to understand is that we are discussing about the reproductive system, and this reproductive system is made up with reproductive organ, primary reproductive organ and the secondary reproductive organ. Primary organ, from where the egg will be released. I need egg. So who is going to give me egg? Ovary. So ovary are the primary reproductive organ. Now, what will happen with this egg after having the release? Egg has to come into the ovary so the fertilization can happen. So now for the fertilization, sperm cannot just enter like that. We need to secrete some kind of sexual hormones in the body, and just where the sexual hormone is going to act, like for example, testosterone, estrogen, where they will act, they have to act onto the sexual organs. And what are the sexual organs? So sexual organs or the sexual receptors, wherever we have a sexual receptors in our body. So sexual receptors are present into the sexual organ. So sexual organ development is also very important. So we are not telling that internal ovaries are getting developed, uterus is getting developed, or all this like cervix and things are getting developed, all this system. No, I'm also telling you that externally things are also getting developed. The vulva is getting developed, pubic hairs are coming here, even that sexual organ, primary sexual organ of a female. But we are saying, I think you all are aware that vagina is not a part of sexual organ. It is the primary sexual organ is a clitoris. So our clitoris is getting developed, and that is going to give us they have a sexual receptors, and they are going to give us that different sensation. Same way, clitoris is there, vulva is there, and you can say vagina. Vagina is also there, which is a part of reproductive system. Now, vagina has a length, and we really want the vagina should be lubricated. Vagina should have better ecosystem. Vagina should can act that kind of a rugged development. It can have elasticity. So many things we required inside the vagina. So many things we required inside the cervix. We have a cervix inside. It's like a door. It's like a gate. Into that door, we have a mucus. So mucus secretion going on into this cervix, which is again depending upon the hormones. Then we have a uterus. Into the uterus, we have this development of endometrial walls every month. That endometrial walls are going to shed out. So this development is important. Then we have fallopian tubes. Into fallopian tubes, we have a ciliary movements going on, peristalsis movements are going on. These movements are again depending upon the amount of lubrication they are having, amount of this movements they are having. And this lubrication, this kind of liquid, this kind of wetness, and this kind of movements are depending upon the hormones. So now the whole tract is depending upon the hormones. And you can understand that when this glands will send a signal to the pituitary will start. Now, when they will send a signal, when the system is ready. So now my ovaries are ready, my system completely ready, primary and secondary. When we say secondary organs, so secondary organs are like breast. Breast is a secondary organ. That is a secondary reproductive organ also. That is a secondary sexual organs also. Into the breast, we have, you can say that we have more internal system. We can have a different session just to understand that. So complete whole breast, we have tissues there, we have fat cells are there, we have all kind of lactified ducts are there. So they will be internal part. And then we have areola outside, we have nipples outside. So around the areola, around the nipples, we have sexual receptors. So they are making the breast sexual organ, areola and the nipples. And now internal, the whole breast is making it as a kind of lactating which is the secreted milk producing cells. So this is a part of reproductive and this is a part of sexual both. So secondary organ, breast. Same mammary gland, you can say. And same way, when we talk about the vulva, so the external part here, so vulva also has so many glands present under this skin. So this is the skin, subcutaneous tissue, and we have many glands present. And these glands are responsible for providing the secretion, some kind of lubrication, because we don't want dryness down there. We need lubrication. Skin should be kind of lubricative all the time. You can see this is a sweating going on. So this kind of sweating, this kind of sweat cells, they should be active. Okay, even the lubrication should be there. So that lubrication, we don't want dryness anywhere. So vulva has this skin should have a smoothness, and this is the responsibility of the glands which is present behind that. Those glands which is present into that part, they are kind of again glands, and they are present at the secondary sexual and reproductive organ. Because when we say we are going to have sex and we are going to have any intimacy, vulva is the very important part. So this is again a secondary part of the secondary reproductive system. And after that, if you just open the vulva, we have vestibule part internally. Into the vestibule also, you can say that we need a lubrication. Again, we know this is secondary part. Then we have a vagina, again a secondary reproductive part. So this is all cervix, secondary reproductive part, uterus, secondary reproductive part. So all the things are secondary reproductive part. And what is the primary? Ovaries. So we understand that. Now, who is sexual organ? So sexual organ, primary sexual organ, if you say, that is the clitoris. Now, who is the secondary sexual organ? Vulva, vestibule, vagina, or the breast. They are secondary sexual organ. So this reproductive system and this sexual system, which system will come into action first during the puberty time period? Of course, reproductive system. So when the growth is done, the reproductive system and the organs are completely developed, then the hypothalamus is going to send a signal to the pituitary. Okay, start secreting, they will send a signal to the pituitary, start secreting follicular stimulating hormone, FSH. So now hypothalamus will secrete GnRH, gonadotrophin release hormone. As a pituitary, I will receive that. When I'm getting this, I will do my work and I'll start sending signal to the ovary. I'll send them FSH, follicular stimulating hormone. So follicles are already there into the ovary. I born up with the this eggs, in my life, or they are already there. Follicles are already there, but they are not stimulating. So we have to stimulate the follicles. So that hormone, that chemical is secreted by the pituitary gland. So that is going to control the ovary function. Now FSH will go, and as an ovary, I will receive FSH. The amount of FSH I am receiving as an ovary, that is going to give me a trigger that how many eggs I have to develop. Okay, so the more FSH, more development of egg, less SH, less development of optimum development of eggs. So now I have 3 to 4 millions of eggs in my ovaries, right and left, but they both are active at the same time. The answer is no. One ovary is active at one time. So whatever hormones are secreted by the pituitary, FSH, they are going to go towards one ovary only. Other only will be inactive, not that active. This will be active. Now we have two Sunitas, me and another one, but other one is not active. I am active because I am getting FSH. So if I am getting FSH, an amount of FSH, so whatever eggs are present, so out of that, whatever can be developed under the effect of that FSH, they will start developing. When this egg will start developing, you can understand out of 4 legs. So if it is 2 legs in one ovary, so out of these 2 legs, so all of them will start getting bigger. The answer is no. The eggs are there into the layers, one after another. So first layer, topmost layer. So the eggs are into the layers, and the layers are having 3,000 to 1,000 to 3,000 eggs into one layer. So the first layer will come up and they will start having the effect of the FSH. Out of this, assume that there is a 3,000 eggs. Out of these 3,000, there might be the cells which is not active. They are already dead cells. So might be only 1,000 eggs who are active. So those 1,000 eggs will be under the effect of FSH. That is like you are sending a food to the ovary, and the food is received by these eggs. And when the food they will get, So they will start developing. Okay, so this food is triggering them to develop. Now, as an egg, I was sleeping, but now I'm getting the food. I will wake up. When I'm waking up, I will start developing. So the egg will start developing. The cells will start becoming active, and they will start getting developed also. We have a small ovary like this 3 centimeter long only. So into this ovary, we don't have that much space. That development can happen a lot. Everyone will start getting developed. Whoever the amount of eggs are developing, if I'm giving you the FSH, so if you are developing as the egg, you have to give me something back. This is the kind of body requirement. If I'm giving you something, you have to give me back. So it's like a hand to hand. So eggs, I'm giving you FSH. Now you are getting developed. Now give me something. Now the eggs which are getting developed, they have to give something to the body, and the name of this something is estrogen. So estrogen, welcome this estrogen to our body when we are having the first development in our life, the starting of the menopause. When the egg will develop, they will secrete estrogen. Estrogen is my hormone, is a primary reproductive hormone, which is going to trigger the body for the reproduction, for the fertility. Body is now ready for reproduction. Okay, so this is the estrogen. Now the important things comes here, that which hormone, and is there any test I can see that I can understand how many eggs are present into my ovaries? So I have 2 ovaries. So the name of the test is AMH, anti-Mullerian hormone test. If that test is going to tell me how many eggs are present. And the more amount of AMH, more amount of eggs are present in my body. So you can understand the girl who is 15 years old, so the number of amount of eggs in her body is more. So many eggs are there as compared to the girl who is 45. So at the age of 45, because aging process, you are spending eggs every month. So this eggs will be, this will go down, isn't it? AMH hormone level will be down at the later stages. It might be high at the early stages. So AMH is a very important hormone. So I will just, if you are preparing any female for this kind of things, fertility also, if you are giving them those kind of things, so please tell them to check AMH level. And then estrogen will come from the egg. Now they will start building the estrogen. Estrogen level will be there everywhere. Everyone we have estrogen receptors, and those estrogen receptors are there inside the uterus, and will start developing the endometrial wall that will get developed. And after this, you can also understand this egg will start getting developed, and one day one egg will become, they have to ovulate. So for the ovulation, the pituitary has to send a, because so many eggs are getting developed inside the ovary. So we cannot let everyone to develop. So ovary has to, the pituitary gland has to control this development, and they will keep sending kind of luteinizing hormone, which is going to break up those kind of eggs which are developing. So many eggs will die, many eggs will keep destroying, and only the healthiest are going to develop. And one day ovulation will be there due to the LH ovulation, the release of the egg, and that is responsible. Now the egg is there, you can get, you can become fertile if you have an egg, and that egg is there into the fallopian tubes. So now this is all you can understand. This is the internal reproductive system is under the control of hormones, and estrogen is again depending upon how many eggs are there in your body. Now, if you don't have eggs during the menopause time, what is the menopause? You spend all the eggs. There is no eggs. So no eggs. When there is no eggs, there is no estrogen. Okay, so it is very important. And when there is no egg, there might not be any like corpus luteum, ovulation will not happen. If ovulation will not happen, corpus luteum will not come. If corpus luteum will not come, progesterone will not come. So it means that your estrogen and progesterone, important hormone, is depending upon directly on your ovaries. Okay, and if the female, if your ovaries are not functional, if your ovaries are there's no egg present inside that, so you can understand that you cannot have estrogen, level of estrogen can go down. You might don't have progesterone also. So this is again depending upon that. And whenever we are removing the organs, if you are going for hysterectomy, you are just removing your ovaries also. So after the removal of the organ, there will not be estrogen, no progesterone. And estrogen, progesterone are responsible for our puberty, our periods, that it is going to be responsible for our sexual, because every sexual organ, they have estrogen. That is an important hormone for the sexual functioning. So sexual functioning is going to go down if estrogen is not there. Estrogen is and progesterone is responsible for the pregnancy. If those hormones are not there, you might be having difficulty with the pregnancy. So fertility can be disturbed, your sexual functioning can be disturbed, your pregnancy can be disturbed. There are different hormones which is going to come during the pregnancy, relaxing hormones. So we really need a good relaxing as well, good relaxing effect in our life. We need a prolactin hormone which can have a better trigger to the memories, and they can do the better functioning. So all these hormones are important, and they are just controlled by the hypothalamus and the pituitary and the functioning of the ovaries. So I will really request all of you that we need to understand what is affecting the hypothalamus, the master gland. If you understand those factors which is affecting the hypothalamus, you can understand that the body is regulated or body is not regulated. Hormones are imbalanced. Hormones will be imbalanced because there are some phases in our life when the estrogen is high, when the progesterone is high. Some phases are there when the estrogen is low, progesterone is low. Some phases when the prolactin is high. Some phases of our life, like pregnancy, relaxing is high, progesterone is high. So phases are there. They will be always fluctuating depending upon the need of our body, but the control is in the hand of the hypothalamus. So as a physiotherapy, if you are thinking that anyone is affecting, they have some kind of issues going on. So the first question to ask them, what about your periods? If they are into this particular reproductive life, if the periods are disturbed, definitely the glands are disturbed. And how to activate the whole gland loop? By activating the master gland hypothalamus. And how to activate the hypothalamus? Hypothalamus has a direct effect of the sleep, direct effect of stress, direct effect of level of fat and less level of fat. So as a physio, if you feel that she's too obese, so fat level is very high. So our responsibility is controlling the fat level. And as a physio, can we provide some kind of exercises which can control the fat level? It is very important. It is not only this whole reproductive system, it is also about the body, bones, joints, muscles, connective tissues. Everything is under the effect of the hormones, and estrogen plays a big role. And I want to give you one slide, last slide. Just take a screenshot of this slide and go through just to check that if you, in your body, your hormones are maintained or not. You can go for a simple test. Yeah, so this test is there. Take a screenshot, everyone. So their breast development, body growth, everything, fertility, sexual functioning, pregnancy, everything, these hormones are important for a female. And these are the normal values. And those, if you are into that particular life, in your life, like from 15 to 30, 45 or 50 or whatever, you can always check that how much is your FSH level, LH level, TSH level. Simple blood hormone test you have to go through. Okay, so hormones are responsible for the body growth, and the body is, whatever your body is functioning, whatever way, that is going to affect your psychology. So some way it is also affecting your mental status, mental health. And it is also affecting your sexual health. So everything in your body, whatever is going on, hormones are responsible. And if you are a woman, so these are the special hormones which is responsible behind your health. So please take a control, and you should know the levels. And on the Women's Day, I want to give you a message. Please have this kind of blood hormone test and understand your own body if you are suffering from any issue. If nothing is going on, everything is fine, periods are fine, you are not struggling with anything, don't worry, your body is fine, because body is going to give the signals. So thank you so much, everyone. And I think if you require, go for it. And during the menopause, what is menopause? These hormones will be either the down or either the high. You can understand, because the glands, the body, the aging process is going to affect everything. And you might have a lot of different things coming into our life. This is due to the lack of the hormone, declining into the hormones, okay? And ovaries, where they have ovum, when the egg will be spent completely, definitely body is going to cry like this. And you can understand, not only that reproductive system and sexual system is going to have effect. Our muscles are going to get effect. Our skin will get effect. Our bones will get effect. Osteoporosis is a very simple thing we can understand. Directly estrogen. So physiotherapy can play a big role behind that, managing women's health, physical health, level of fat percentage, and definitely if obesity is there, lower down it. So maintaining a good BMI is the optimum thing which we can do, and better sleep and no stress. So no stress, better sleep, and manage your weight. This is the key behind that, regulating the hormones. And if you feel they are irregular somewhere, something is not good, so please go for a test and just see what is going on in your body. Thank you so much. That was my small lecture about effect of the hormones, how they're affecting in our body, because time is very small, and I really, they're too much. This is like an ocean, this kind of women health topics and hormones topics, but we have a limited time today. So I just wanted to give you overview. If you want to know more about that, you can always contact me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sunita ma'am. It was indeed a brilliant session. And if anyone has any queries, you can put it in the chat box. Maybe we could get it answered. So yeah, please. Now I would like to call upon Dr. Lavika, who is a physiotherapist working as a...
Can you listen me?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, you. Okay. So first of all, I would like to thank IIP Chhattisgarh team, Dr. Garima, Dr. Neha, and other member who have organized this important topic. And second is, it is all about the female hormonal health, and which is a very important topic. And I'm going to discuss two of the major categories, जिसके जो एक woman की life में आती है, and one comes in the young age and another come in the middle age. So I will cover these two topics basically. Because of lack of time, we'll cover it in a very short time. So मैं चाहूंगी कि इसको और इंटरैक्टिव बनाएं. सो व्हेनेवर आई आस्क सम क्वेश्चन, तो आप इसको इंटरैक्टिव बनाने के लिए चैट विंडो में लिख सकते हो. ठीक है. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, फर्स्ट जो हमारा रहता है 20 to 30 ईयर ऑफ एज में, दैट इज द पीसीओडी. And women's उसके कुछ symptoms दिखते हैं, and you all know the full form of PCOD, that is polycystic ovarian disease. And इसके कुछ symptom हमें दिखने को मिलते हैं, जैसे कि cheek पे hair आना जब एंड्रोजन लेवल हाई होती है. एज डॉक्टर सुनीता ने बहुत ही अच्छा समझाया हमें कि हाइपोथैलेमस पिट्यूटरी एक्सिस के थ्रू कैसे हार्मोन्स निकलते हैं एंड कैसे वो बॉडी पे रिएक्ट करते हैं. सो आई विल नॉट कवर दैट पार्ट बिकॉज इट इज ऑलरेडी बीन कवर्ड. सो कुछ सिम्टम्स है पीसीओडी के. फर्स्ट इज एक्नेज आ जाते हैं, हेयर फॉल हो रहा है छोटे बच्चों को, 20 to 30 ईयर्स में जो भी गर्ल्स रहती हैं उनको, एंड अंडर चिन हेयर्स आ रहे हैं, और बॉडी इज गेटिंग इनटू इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंट पार्ट. सो व्हेनेवर आई गेट टू नो अबाउट दिस गर्ल्स, आई ऑलवेज आस्क देम टू चेक देयर HB1AC लेवल, सो दैट मैं ये रूल आउट कर सकूं कि उनके एंड्रोजन लेवल्स तो हाई नहीं जा रहे हैं, दैट इज द मेल हार्मोन. And second is, I will not consider the blood sugar level because it will not let me know about the insulin levels. So second is, when the body is getting insulin resistant, तो उसका इफेक्ट मस्कुलोस्केलेटल पे भी आता है. इवन जो ये लड़कियां होती हैं 25 से 30 साल की एज में, और ये जो मोस्ट ऑफ दिस गर्ल्स आर वर्किंग इन MNCs, जब वो MNCs में काम करती हैं, उनका सारा काम बैठकर लैपटॉप पे काम करने का होता है, एंड उनकी फिजिकल एक्टिविटी इज वेरी लेस. एंड उससे क्या पता चलता है कि देयर विसरल फैट इज ग्रोइंग ऑन. विसरल फैट इज बेसिकली आपके नेवल के अराउंड जो फैट है वो बढ़ना शुरू हो जाता है. एंड उससे क्या होता है, दैट इज द फर्स्ट साइन वी कैन रूल आउट के बॉडी इज गोइंग इनटू इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंस. तो जब बॉडी इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंस की तरफ जा रही होती है, सो फर्स्ट साइन वी सी इज द विसरल फैट, द एक्नेस, एंड द गट लीवर एक्सिस इज आल्सो गेटिंग डिस्टर्ब्ड. एंड जैसे डॉक्टर सुनीता ने बताया, HPA वर्टिकल से हार्मोन रिलीज होते हैं. HPA हाइपोथैलेमस तो राजा है हार्मोन्स का, जहाँ से हार्मोन्स वो सिग्नल देता है तो पिट्यूटरी हार्मोन्स निकालती है, एंड दैट टू एंटीरियर पोस्टीरियर ग्लैंड होता है. नाउ एंडोक्राइन ग्लैंड जो कि ब्लड के अंदर सारे हॉर्मोन्स निकालता है, दैट इज FSH, LH, GnRH, gonadotropin hormone, our growth hormone, and the first and foremost the TSH levels. So when T4 and T3, as we know, the T3 is responsible for our metabolism, our heart functioning, our kidney functioning, our skin and hair. Now, can you correlate these symptoms with the symptom of PCOD? Yes. Now TSH level अगर डिस्टर्ब होते हैं then also हमारे को PCOD वाले सिम्टम आते हैं. So always check जिनको भी PCOD है हमारे अभी मेरे ख्याल मीटिंग में भी बहुत सी ऐसी गर्ल्स होंगी, मे बी दे आर डेवलपिंग दिस काइंड ऑफ सिम्टम्स, सो दे शुड चेक देयर HbA1c लेवल एंड TSH लेवल फॉर श्योर इफ यू आर डेवलपिंग दिस काइंड ऑफ सिम्टम्स. So yes, हमारा 80% hormone absorption is getting into the gut. And 20% hormone absorption is getting into the liver. So that's why GLA axis का ठीक होना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है हमारे PCOD के लिए और हार्मोन को बैलेंस करने के लिए. One is HPA, second brain is our gut, and third is the ovary, as we have just discussed. So these are three centers जिसमें हमारा हार्मोन का सिंक्रोनाइजेशन मेंटेन रहता है. नाउ इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंस का मस्कुलोस्केलेटल पे भी बहुत बड़ा इफेक्ट है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ये हमारा सेल है, बिकॉज न्यूट्रिशन वर्क ऑन सेल, इवन फिजियोथेरेपी इज ऑल्सो वर्किंग ऑन द सेलुलर लेवल. दिस इज आवर सेल, एंड सेल के ऊपर एक मेम्ब्रेन होती है दैट इज मेड अप ऑफ एसेंशियल फैट. एंड प्लीज मुझे बताइए कि कौन कौन से एसेंशियल फैट होते हैं, इफ यू गाइज नो जस्ट अबाउट दैट. प्लीज आप लिखिए, तब तक मैं आपको बताती हूँ. सो वी हैव 11 essential fat. Okay, ma'am, I'm talking about the names. Yes. तो इसके ऊपर जो लेयर होती है that is made up of two essential fat, that is the omega-3 and omega-6, and the ratio we require in our body of omega-3 and omega-6 1 is 1:2. एंड ओमेगा 6 एज यू नो कि हमारे ग्रेन्स में ज्यादा होता है, और हम तो वैसे ही कार्ब डेंस डाइट है हमारी, हम तो वैसे ही ग्रेन्स बहुत खाते हैं. एंड यस, इफेक्ट ऑफ हाइपोथायरॉयडिज्म ऑन अदर हार्मोन, यस डेफिनेटली होता है. एंड ओके, सो व्हेन सेल के ऊपर जो लेयर है वो ओमेगा-3 एंड ओमेगा-6 की बनी हुई है, क्योंकि एसेंशियल फैट की बनी हुई है. अब उसका क्या काम होता है? उसका काम होता है परमेबिलिटी को मेंटेन करना. परमेबिलिटी ऑफ द न्यूट्रिशन, जो भी हम खाना खाते हैं उसको अंदर जाना होता है सेल के, और जो उसको रिक्वायरमेंट होती है वो यूज करता है, बाकी को बाहर निकाल देता है. बट व्हेन हमारी डाइट में ओमेगा-6 ज्यादा होता है तो क्या होता है, और या ओमेगा-9 ज्यादा होता है, तो ये लेयर ब्लॉक हो जाती है, तो फिर वहां खाना अंदर नहीं जाता है. जब खाना ही अंदर नहीं जाएगा तो वहां पर सेल को न्यूट्रिशन नहीं मिलता है. जब सेल को न्यूट्रिशन नहीं मिलता है तो फिर क्या होता है, बॉडी में इन्फ्लेमेटरी मार्कर्स हाई हो जाते हैं, बॉडी में फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी इश्यूज होते हैं. दैट्स वाई जो PCOD वाली गर्ल्स होती हैं उनको फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी इश्यूज आते हैं, मस्कुलोस्केलेटल पेन्स आते हैं. आई हैव एनकाउंटर्ड लॉट्स ऑफ दीज गर्ल्स जो मेरे को सर्वाइकल के साथ आती है, मेरे को सर्वाइकल पेन हो रहा है, एंड व्हेनेवर यू आस्क देम ना कि हाउ इज योर गट, आपका एसिडिटी गैस की प्रॉब्लम रहती है, एंड सरप्राइजिंगली दे आर सेइंग यस, because gut का है direct connection is with musculoskeletal. That's why the physiotherapy is directly linked up with the nutrition, like that. So this is now if you say PCOD reversible है क्या, उसके symptom reversible है, बिल्कुल है. लाइफस्टाइल मॉडिफिकेशन के साथ, ये साइंस को समझने के साथ अगर हम काम करेंगे तो डेफिनेटली इसको हम रिवर्स कर सकते हैं. नाउ सेकंड स्टेज जो आती है हमारी लाइफ में, थर्ड, दैट इज द 35 to 45 वाली एज, जब हम जो लेडीज होती हैं वो पेरीमेनोपॉजल या मेनोपॉजल इशू के साथ डील कर रही होती. यस डॉक्टर मेघा, पेरीमेनोपॉजल इश्यूज. नाउ जो ये वाली स्टेज होती है इसमें क्या क्या सिम्टम दिखने को मिलते हैं, कैन यू प्लीज राइट? चलो आप सिम्टम लिखो, तब तक मैं आपको थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेन करती हूँ. आपने देखा है जो इस पड़ाव में जो लेडीज होती हैं, वो लेडीज क्या करती हैं, या डॉक्टर सुनीता, ALA, एलिनोलिक एसिड, यस डेफिनेटली. Actually, you have to, yes, Dr. Sunita, you're absolutely right. So, या हम थे ओके, यू हैव टू राइट द सिम्टम ऑफ मेनोपॉज एंड मैं तब तक आपको थोड़ा सा मेनोपॉज एक्सप्लेन करती हूँ. नाउ मेनोपॉज क्या होता है? जब वी हैव अ स्कैंटी पीरियड्स, मतलब व्हेन देयर इज अ कंप्लीट सेसेशन ऑफ योर पीरियड्स फॉर 12 मंथ, तब हम उसको कंसिडर करते हैं मेनोपॉज. अगर बीच में फिर स्कैंटीज हो रहे हैं, उसको पेरामेनोपॉजल स्टेज को रिप्रेजेंट करता है वो स्टेज. नाउ ऐसी जो लेडीज होती हैं जिनको ये सिम्टम्स आ रहे होते हैं, वो कहती हैं कि हमको जो डाइजेस्टिव इश्यूज हैं वो आना शुरू हो गए, हमारी ईटिंग हैबिट में चेंजेस आना शुरू हो गए, हम तो खा कम रहे हैं लेकिन हमको हमारा फैट ज्यादा बढ़ रहा है. ये सब इश्यूज वो लेडीज बताती हैं. और कुछ सिम्टम मैं आप बताती हूँ आपको कि उनको लिपिडो आता है, मतलब उनको सेक्स करने का मन नहीं करता है, या जो उनका विसरल फैट है वो ज्यादा बढ़ना शुरू हो जाता है. एंड स्लीपिंग पैटर्न उनका डिस्टर्ब है, फटीग ज्यादा रहती हैं ऐसी लेडीज, स्लीपिंग पैटर्न एंग्जाइटी में थोड़ा रहती हैं, एंड उनका भी हेयर फॉल इश्यू रहता है. सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द पेरीमेनोपॉजल सिम्टम जो कि इन लेडीज में देखे जाते हैं. एंड जैसे मैंने बताया कि डाइजेस्टिव एबिलिटी थोड़ी सी चेंज होती है. नाउ 75 to 80% तो हम किचन में से ही खाना खाते हैं ना, तो वहां से हमारे पेट को तो लेकिन नहीं पता कि हम घी या तोरी टिंडा या चिकन खा रहे हैं. हमारे पेट को तो ये पता है कि हम कितना मैक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट ले रहे हैं और कितना माइक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट ले रहे हैं. तो इसीलिए हमें इस बात का खास ख्याल रखना है कि क्या हमारे खाने में जो हम खा रहे हैं, क्या प्रॉपर मैक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट और माइक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट है उसमें. सो इस चीज का ध्यान हमें जरूर रखना है. तो 4 टाइप के मैक्रोज होते हैं जो हमारी बॉडी की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है. फर्स्ट इज द कार्बोहाइड्रेट, सेकंड इज द फैट, थर्ड इज द प्रोटीन, एंड fourth is the fiber. Now fiber plays a very major role in किसी भी डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम को ठीक करने के लिए, और इनका बैलेंस होना बहुत जरूरी है हमारी लाइफ में, बिकॉज ये बैलेंस रहेगा तभी हम उसको बॉडी की सिंक्रोनाइजेशन को मेंटेन कर पाएंगे. एंड जैसे ही लेडी 35 to 40 ईयर्स ऑफ एज में पहुंचती है, हम देखते हैं कि उसके एस्ट्रोजन एंड प्रोजेस्टेरोन लेवल ड्रॉप करना स्टार्ट हो जाते हैं. उसके सिम्टम क्या देखते हैं? एस्ट्रोजन का क्या काम होता है हमारी बॉडी में? हाइड्रेशन को मेंटेन करना. नाउ व्हेन एस्ट्रोजन ड्रॉप होता है तो बॉडी में डिहाइड्रेशन आती है, मसल पेन आते हैं एक लेडी को. तो उस केस में आपको पानी ज्यादा पीना है, स्पेसिफिकली डिटॉक्स वाटर पियो तो ज्यादा अच्छा है. सेकेंड मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज द प्रोटीन. प्रोटीन प्लेज अ मेजर रोल इन एनीवन्स डाइट, स्पेसिफिकली इन मेनोपॉजल एज वुमेन. सो उस एज में हमें प्रोटीन का खास ख्याल रखना है. देयर आर 2 टाइप ऑफ मसल हमारी बॉडी में. फर्स्ट इज द स्केलेटल मसल एंड सेकंड इज द फैट मसल, जिसको मायोस्टियोटोसिस भी बोलते हैं. सो फर्स्ट इज द स्केलेटल मसल, जो कि हमारे ऑर्गन और हमारी बोन को कवर करती है, इजंट इट? एंड अगर कोई लेडी एक्सरसाइज नहीं करती है ना, और अगर एक्सरसाइज कर रही है और प्रोटीन इंटेक अच्छा नहीं ले रही है, वहां इंजरी के चांसेस होंगे कि नहीं होंगे? जस्ट लेट मी नो. एंड नाउ जो फैट मसल है, नाउ लेडी, हमने स्टार्टिंग में मैंने बताया था कि लेडीज बोलती हैं कि हम तो खाना कम खाते हैं लेकिन फिर भी वेट बढ़ रहा है. क्यों बढ़ रहा है? वो इसलिए बढ़ता है क्योंकि आपका खाना जो है प्रोटीन डेफिशिएंट है, इसलिए जो आप खा रहे हो फैट में कन्वर्ट हो रहा है. दैट्स व्हाई विसरल फैट डेवलप हो रहा है. तो ये सब इश्यूज आर टोटली इंटर रिलेटेड. यस, इन्फ्लेमेशन अभी ऐसे केसेस में ज्यादा होती है बिकॉज जीएलए एक्सेस ठीक नहीं होता है. नाउ आई हैव ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन यू इन्फ्लेमेशन का कारण, जो कि हमने एक सेल की लेयर के अराउंड जो एसेंशियल फैट होते हैं उसके थ्रू बताया. ठीक है. नाउ दीज आर द थिंग्स जिस पे हमें कंसिडर करना बहुत ही जरूरी है एक लेडी की लाइफ में, कि वो क्या खा रही है. नाउ ऐसी लेडीज को वी शुड ऑलवेज से कि शुगर इनटेक कम करो. क्यों कम करो? रीजन बीइंग, पैनक्रिया जो है, पैनक्रिया का फंक्शन चेंज होना स्टार्ट होता है व्हेन एस्ट्रोजन गेट ड्रॉप्ड. उसका रीजन है, हेलो, या ओके. सो जब शुगर इनटेक इसलिए कम करने को बोलते हैं बिकॉज पैनक्रिया का फंक्शन अपना चेंज हो रहा होता है, बिकॉज उसको एक तो इंसुलिन की सेंसिटिविटी को भी मेंटेन करना है और मेटाबॉलिज्म को भी ठीक रखना है. तो इन तीनों को मेंटेन करने के लिए पैनक्रिया थोड़ा सा अपना फंक्शन चेंज करता है. तो जब हम शुगर इनटेक ज्यादा लेंगे तो बॉडी और ज्यादा इंसुलिन सेंसिटाइजेशन पे जाएगी, तो हमें उसको रोकने के लिए इसको कम करना पड़ेगा. Second is we have to control our trans fat. Trans fat अब किस में होता है? Now जैसे जो मैंने सेल का बताया था उसके ऊपर भी जब एसेंशियल फैट नहीं आते तो उसके ऊपर ट्रांस फैट चिपक जाता है, दैट्स व्हाई वो ब्लॉक करता है उस एरिया को। तो ट्रांस फैट किस में होता है? प्रोसेस फूड में, अल्ट्रा प्रोसेस फूड में। अगर हमारी डाइट में प्रोसेस एंड अल्ट्रा प्रोसेस फूड ज्यादा रहेगा देन ऑल्सो वो ट्रांस फैट का काम करेगा और सेल की परमिबिलिटी को रोक देगा वहां पर। दैट्स वाई हमें उस चीज को भी बहुत ही अच्छे से ध्यान रखना है कि हमारा जो इनटेक ऑफ फैट है दैट शुड बी अ गुड फैट बट इन लिमिटेड क्वांटिटी एज वेल। ठीक है, आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं ना?
Yeah, ma'am, you can continue.
Okay, okay. So we have to take care of sugar. We have to take care of our trans fat through our processed and ultra processed food, जिसको भी हमें रोकना है. So what a nutritionist do in that case? वो देखेगा कि आपका body lactose intolerance पे तो नहीं जा रहा है, gluten intolerance पे तो नहीं जा रहा है. उस चीज को वो देखेगा कि एक उसका काम होता है आपके कार्बोहाइड्रेट, फैट्स, प्रोटीन एंड फाइबर को बैलेंस करना, सो दैट आप उसको लिमिटेड क्वांटिटी में लो और जिस चीज की रिक्वायरमेंट ज्यादा है उसको ज्यादा लो और जिस चीज की रिक्वायरमेंट कम है उसको कम लो ना। कुछ 3 इश्यूज है जो कि एक मेनोपॉजल वुमेन में बहुत ही कॉमन देखे जाते हैं, इट इज वेरी कॉमन। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल जो है बॉडी इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंस की तरफ जा रही होती है। दीज वुमेन आर मोर, अगर वो अपना ध्यान नहीं रखती हैं, दीज वुमेन आर मोर प्रोन टू कार्डियोवास्कुलर चेंजेस इन देयर हेल्थ। थर्ड इज द ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस। मेरे को लगता है कि हम मोस्ट ऑफ अस आर फिजियोज ओवर हियर एंड वी हैव ऑलरेडी सीन लॉट्स ऑफ मेनोपॉजल वुमेन जिनको ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस ऑलरेडी डेवलप हो गया है, उनका बीएमडी लेवल इज वेरी लो। आई हैव अंडरगोन आई थिंक 10 to 12 बीएमडी कैंप्स राइट नाउ एंड आई हैव सीन 80% of these women are deficient in their density of bone. 80% are osteopenic in nature, and most of them are osteoporotic. So these are the issue because and they all have the visceral fat around their body, and you also know that progesterone level जब down जाता है तो HMS में changes आते हैं, that is the hot flashes आना शुरू होते हैं, आपके mood swings होते हैं, आपका sleeping pattern disturb. So most of the ladies having these kind of symptoms, उनका HMS गया होता है, their adrenal gland के symptoms उनको दिखते हैं, उनका mood swings होते हैं. Sleeping is also related to the serotonin level in our body. So whenever menopausal is there, these hormones show different symptoms कि हाँ इसकी वजह से ये प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, इसकी वजह से ये प्रॉब्लम आ रही है. We can easily correlate with that symptom. So this is my take on menopausal and PCOD, and I will recommend the all menopausal, maybe आपकी मदर को ये सिम्टम आ रहे होंगे या आप खुद उस एज में या एनकाउंटर कर रहे होंगे ये सिम्टम, तो उस केस में आपको क्या करना जरूरी है, बिकॉज दिस इज द प्लेटफॉर्म जहां हम वुमेन की प्रॉब्लम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आपकी स्लीपिंग अच्छी होनी चाहिए. रीजन बीइंग क्योंकि स्लीपिंग का डायरेक्ट कोरिलेशन है कार्डियक रिदम के साथ, आपकी सनसेट के साथ. तो तीनों का सिंक्रोनाइजेशन तभी होगा जब आप इनफ गुड स्लीप लोगे, उसका होना बहुत जरूरी है. आपकी मूवमेंट बहुत जरूरी है. इफ यू आर लाइंग एज सच, आप सोच रहे हो मैं घर के काम कर रही हूँ, किचन के काम कर रही हूँ, मेरी तो मूवमेंट होती है, इट इज नॉट एट ऑल द मूवमेंट. आपको मूवमेंट के लिए कुछ फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी एक्सरसाइज करनी होगी, आपको वॉक करनी होगी उस चीज को मेंटेन करने के लिए. अपनी हाइड्रेशन का ध्यान रखो बिकॉज एस्ट्रोजन लेवल वैसे ही बहुत लो है, तो हाइड्रेशन का ध्यान तो बहुत ही अटमोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है उस केस में. सो यस, दिस इज माय टेक ऑन द वुमेन हेल्थ. एंड व्हाई पीएनआई? पीएनआई इसलिए इंपॉर्टेंट है बिकॉज न्यूट्रिशन फिजियोथेरेपी के साथ बिल्कुल लिंक अप, एज वी हैव डिस्कस्ड मस्कुलोस्केलेटल विद द इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंट पार्ट एज वेल. So that's why the trend is also changing into illness to wellness vertical. So this is also one of the thing that you can also consider. And women health के लिए मैं यही बोलूंगी, वुमेन इज अटमोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक. एक घर का वुमेन ही होती है, वो नहीं है तो घर तहस नहस हो जाएगा. एंड हाँ जी, हाँ जी. सो थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू सो मच.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Any questions, please?
Question.
मैम आपने बहुत अच्छे से बता दिया. I think no one has query. Only one question we will take. Anyone please can.
It is on chat box, ma'am. Please take from here.
I'm not getting Garima. Can you please speak?
Ma'am, there is one question. Perimenopause. How to deal irregular bleeding?
Yes, Dr. Sunita, are you going to take that question? ओके सो पेरीमेनोपॉजल में अगर इरेगुलर ब्लीडिंग हो रही है देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ रीजन इट्स नॉट खाली इरेगुलर ब्लीडिंग हो रही है देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ रीजंस एज लाइक उसका जीएलए इज आल्सो इम्पैक्टेड लाइक एसिडिटी गैस ब्लोटिंग जैसे इश्यूज भी होंगे हाइपोथैलेमस पिट्यूटरी एक्सिस के थ्रू भी बहुत सारे हार्मोन की इरेगुलरिटी हो रही होगी सो वी हैव टू रूल आउट द ऑल द पिक्चर कि और क्या क्या चीज डेवलप हो रही है उसके बेसिस पे हम उसको सॉल्यूशन दे सकते हैं.
Yes, thank you. Supriya ma'am, please proceed.
Okay. As we came to end of this session now, I would like to deliver my vote of thanks. First and foremost, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to extreme speakers for taking their time and share their valuable insight with us today. Now, your expertise and knowledge have truly make this session informative and enriching. Thank you so much, Sunita ma'am and Dr. Lovika Ahuja ma'am. And I would like to express my heartful gratitude to our back supporter, Dr. Sanjeev Jha sir, our IAP president, IAP WC National Head, Dr. Ruchi Vashne ma'am, our Central Zonal Head, Dr. Sakina Kachenewal, and I also express my heartful gratitude to our organizing Chhattisgarh state team, our national head, Dr. Garima Tiwari, coordinator, Dr. Neha Agrawal, our sub-coordinator, Dr. Richa Vishwakarma, Dr. Pooja Chopra ma'am, and last but not the least, I thankful all my colleagues, all my attendees, and all the office bearer who are present here and listen us so quietly. And finally, I would like to express my thankful to all the digital media team for giving their smooth platform, and we have given their time, and they did this so wonderful. Finally, I will leave this session, and thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. Happy Women's Day to all.
Same to you, ma'am.
Happy
Happy Women's
Day.
Day.
Thank you
Same to
so
you.
much to
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, thank you all.